Cyntoia Brown was convicted of murder at just 16.
I am a completely different person. If you let me out, I will never go back to being that person.
Her dream of freedom now denied, as the Tennessee Supreme Court ruled Thursday that Brown will become eligible for parole after her 69th birthday.
You may be familiar with the story of Cyntoia Brown. I have covered her case extensively in the past, and just last week, Tennessee Supreme Court ruled she would have to serve 51 years before she is eligible for release. 51 years. For a crime she committed as a sexually enslaved 16-year-old.
I've been able to help people, which is amazing. Young people.
Meanwhile, Jeffrey Epstein, a billionaire serial sex offender, was given a year in a private wing of a county jail for sexually assaulting several teenage girls. This is why I do what I do, because when you put these two stories next to each other, it just shows the failures of this system. Standing alone, Cyntoia's case is one laced with tragedy from the very beginning. From an early age, she was subject to verbal, physical, and sexual abuse.
I remember one time, the first time he did something to me is when he choked me and I passed out. Because he said I thought he was a joke.
At the age of 16, a 43-year-old Nashville realtor, Joni Mitchell Allen, paid to have sex with her.
She killed 43-year-old Johnny Allen after she said he offered to pay her for sex. During the trial, Brown said she feared the older man was going to kill her.
Tanya Stafford is a human trafficking survivor who drove from Dallas, Texas to support Brown.
It could have been me because I had those thoughts. I didn't act upon them. But when my perpetrator, I had those thoughts.
And in 2004, despite being only 16, she was tried as an adult for killing Allen. But when you place her case next to that of billionaire and convicted molester Jeffrey Epstein, the failures of our current system become even more apparent. Epstein is a serial sex offender who abused girls who were younger than Cyntoia at the time of her crime. But unlike Cyntoia, Epstein was not hit with the full wrath of the book, because he happens to have a book of his own that is more powerful than any law or legislation in the current justice system. A checkbook with endless zeros.
Talk of, quote, orgy island, where he would fly very powerful people to an island to have sex with underage women.
Back in 2005, Epstein was accused of sexually assaulting a teenage girl in his Palm Beach home. And now we know the accusations continue to add up. But equipped with the best lawyers in the business and an exclusive membership to the Billionaires Boys Club, Epstein was able to negotiate a non-prosecution agreement that afforded him an absurdly lenient sentence. Just over a year in the county jail. Well, sort of. Epstein was actually allowed to stay in a vacant wing of the jail and spend up to 12 hours a day in his office, 6 days a week. The agreement called for him to plead guilty to 2 state charges of soliciting prostitution, pay restitution to some of the alleged victims, and to register as a sex offender, which in itself is absurd considering under Florida law, someone under 18 can't consent to sex and therefore can't technically be a prostitute. A law that wasn't in place during Cyntoia's case, but has since changed. Now in Tennessee, anyone 18 or younger cannot even be charged with prostitution, and that change in law came about because of Cyntoia Brown's case. Still, it has done little to help her. But hey, why help a traumatized, sexually abused woman when you can literally bend the law to help a platinum member of the country club? At the time, many of Epstein's alleged victims were children and likely unaware of their rights, similar to Cyntoia during her case. But now fully informed adults, many of the women abused by Epstein, perhaps energized by the Me Too movement, are seeking to set aside the non-prosecution agreement so that their voices can be heard. They seek to expose the system that coddled Epstein and bent over backwards to ensure he was given nothing more than a slap on his wealthy wrists. These women seek retribution against their offender, something Cyntoia did in a moment of fear. And since that moment, she has been told that she will be given no respite and has to wait 51 years before she can be considered for release. There are 2 justice systems in this country. One that allows the rich and powerful to pay their way out of their crimes that they've committed, and one that anchors a woman to her jail cell for something she did as a child.
I'm not saying I deserve anything. I'm asking for mercy.
For more on this, come over to my Instagram at Francis M. Maxwell. I would love to chat with you about this. You can become a TYT member at tyt.com/Francis. Did you know that TYT Network is now available on YouTube's new streaming platform, YouTube TV? Get access to full TYT episodes and exclusive shows by signing up for YouTube TV today. All new subscribers get a 7-day free trial, so head over to youtube.tv and search for the TYT Network channel.